Hi, it's Glenn Dietzel here, the editor-in-chief of Lifestyle Entrepreneur Magazine, and I'm really excited today to be interviewing Daphne Clark Hudson, a rock star radio and TV show host, and she's also a reinvention and transformation coach and speaker. So I'm going to be interviewing Daphne here for a few moments here, and I'm really excited. So Daphne, thanks for joining me live on our interview together.
Thank you so much, Glenn. The honor is all mine.
Daphne, my first question to you is, why is having a path to redefine your life and path so important to our viewers?
I find it extremely important, even from my own life journey, that people who focus on defining their calling in life spend more time chasing their shadows, Glenn, as I like to say, because it keeps you focused. Even I've found out over my lifetime on work, even people who had gone to colleges and elite, prestigious universities end up coming out and not using those qualifications because they entered into something that was not what they were called to be. So it's very important to really hone in on that first before you pursue.
What makes you uniquely qualified to speak on this, Daphne?
Glenn, I was born and raised in Jamaica, West Indies, to humble parents. My mother and my father weren't at all academically astute in any way. However, the one thing, my mother was an asthmatic, and I used to be the one who stayed home and attend to her when my father was in the farm. I stayed home from school. But the one thing my mother told me was that, sweetie, you are becoming a nurse. So I was kind of pre-programmed to becoming a nurse. I went to nursing school, practiced many years. But as I did that, there was such a void in me. And it wasn't until I was in my late 30s that I realized I can no longer continue as a nurse because there's something that is missing. So I went after finding out what that something was. And it took me on a rocky road, which ended up to be a pleasant paved road. But when I started, the journey was like it was a trail, a rugged trail, because I didn't know what this something was that I was looking for. So over these many years, 20 plus years, I have thankfully identified what my calling and purpose in life is. And now I have pursued other certifications and qualifications that can help me spread the story to others. So my personal experience, for one, when I speak with someone about this topic, I am speaking from an authentic place, my core being. I know, like I know my name, that what I am doing is what I'm called to do, and that's what I encourage everybody to do.
Interesting, Daphne. You've got a formula to help people find their passion, their destiny, their calling. Could you share some of that with us right now?
My first step is to encourage people to spend quiet time with themselves. Some people call it meditation, some say prayer. Some is just sitting down, closing your eyes and don't even know what you're doing. But it is in the stillness that it begins, because we live in a world of busyness. There is so much busyness around us and sometimes the noise inside of us. And it can prevent us from receiving those downloads from the universe. So that's my first step. Set your intentions. Know what you are about. Don't focus on what somebody else is doing. Know what you are called to do. And I am such an advocate for journaling. Write your thoughts down. I have found out over the years, Glenn, the more I write, the more I create. So it's like I'm emptying out a bottle I pour some out, I can pour more in. So the more I put out, the more I get in. So people who have not yet done that, I encourage them to journal. You find out you're going to be more creative. You don't worry about grammar and all of that. Just empty. Just put the stuff on there. Get a coach or a mentor. There's no reason for people to be lone rangers now, and there are no reasons for people to continually reinventing the wheel, because there are people who have done it and can help you to shorten the learning curve. So it is important to invest in mentors and coaches. Set a budget for your inside development. There's a shame that people spend so much money on the outside and the inside is empty. So when you set your budget, I always tell my clients, what about the budget for your inside development? Because that is supposed to surpass your wardrobe. The next thing I want people to do is pay special attention to your health. Garbage in, garbage out. I don't care what you were brought up eating. It comes a time when you have to modify what's going on, because if you're called to deliver a destiny, you got to be healthy to do that. So yes, I have a sweet tooth, and I grew up on a lot of Jamaican food, and it's still good. But the one thing I realized the other day, I was speaking with a childhood friend, and I realized I was born and raised on organic foods and didn't even know it, Glenn. So like a friend of mine said to me one day, girl, you can make a gourmet meal out of rocks, because I just need some vegetables and I'm fine. You think it's a filet mignon. And I encourage people to pay attention to their health and their nutrition. Find your true spiritual connection. Whatever you want to call it, new age, old age, I don't care what label you put on it. I just need you to find it and connect to it. Be flexible and adaptable. If you're doing the same thing over and over, you're going to get the same result. And there are more than one ways to be a winner. And it does not necessarily mean it's your way. So when somebody has something new, try and adopt. Be open. If you try it and it doesn't work, you go back to what you were doing before. Ask for help. It does not show that you're weak. Asking for help shows that you're strong. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And if somebody says no, you just say thank you with a smile. Move on. It's no for now. It's not no forever. And you go back and ask them a couple months down the road. Laugh with yourself. You know, people are so sad. You don't have to get joke. You make your own humor and laugh. I find out, Glenn, that when I just sit and laugh, a good belly laugh, sometimes my cat is looking at me because he's probably wondering what's wrong with mommy. But there's time when you just have to laugh, and it pumps the adrenaline. It makes you feel good. Be willing to create your own happiness. It's your responsibility. Your spouse cannot do it for you, and all the other sources that you are depending on. It's not supposed to do. You are supposed to create your own happiness. It is your responsibility. Spend quality time with quality people. It simply means those people who are doing it. If you are the smartest one in your group, you need to move on. Your time there is finished. So know when you're in a group or gathering or a network organization, you are always the come-to person. No. You are no longer belonging there, because not only are you stunning your growth, you are stunning somebody else's growth to move up to. Always be certain of why you are here. Know your why, because once you know your why, you don't have to worry about what your competition is doing, because nobody can't do you. There's nobody that's going to do Daphne, unless I decide to clone myself. So you horn into your why, and your competition is your last performance. Because too many people spend time watching what somebody else is doing, and it doesn't make any sense for you to do that. Reward yourself in areas you never thought about.
Unbelievably helpful. Thank you. What would
And
you say?
just one more thing, Glenn.
Sure, go for it.
People need to re-language the way they talk, because a lot of people are their own enemies. They point fingers on society and their parents and everything, but it's all in the tongue. There's a word that says there's power in the tongue, and it's not only negative power. You can be talking your own failure too. So re-language the way you speak.
Excellent advice, Daphne. Thank you. What would you say is the one biggest mistake that people make when they're trying to find out who they are and what they should be doing with their life?
Remember at the top of the conversation when I mentioned about writing down.
Yes.
Write down what you like about you, what you know you're good at, and then find 10 more people and ask them, if you would tell me something in my life that you like about me, what would it be? You write those down. Then the next thing you ask them, what is it you need to improve? And when you look on that list, you create a list, get a legal sheet of paper, simple. On one side, you write all your strength, and that side is going to compile what you like about you and what the other people told you about yourself. And then on the other side, you write the things you hate or the things you like, you want to improve on. And the one on the right is going to surpass the one on the left, if you're honest in answering those questions. So what you're looking to do is going to be right here on the right side, and you group them and number them, and you start with the one in number one position. Because for some people, you probably see inspiration and communication and leadership under one heading. It simply means you're supposed to be out there working and inspiring others. So that's the first step, even before you do the business plan and all of that, because a lot of people open businesses, Glenn, because they hear that other people is making a lot of money doing it, and they have no skills in the area.
Wise advice. My final question to you, Daphne, is this. What would you recommend to all of our viewers right now as their first actionable step that you would recommend that they take?
Make a decision that they need to change whatever it is. There are a lot of people that are being downsized now, and they are so angry because the company let them go, and they're not looking at it as an opportunity to walk into that phase. I started working with a lady this past January. She retired as a school teacher, and she spent 20 years in one of the United States' biggest school system. 20 years as a teacher and 10 years as a school counselor. And then now she's retired, and she's jam-packed with skills and everything. And she's in need of nothing financially. When you look on the material things, she has everything. But she has a gift, so many gifts that she can use to empower people's lives. And a few weeks ago, she wrote me a letter and said, she's so thankful that she lives in Colorado, and she had to find me in Connecticut, and she wished I could clone myself, because everybody needs to have a mentor and a coach like me. And she said that because it was rough when we began working together. And she thought because she had everything, she didn't see anything else that would be useful in her life. And she has gotten such a rude awakening in a short time. And yesterday we had our meeting, and she said, wow, I can't believe where I am now. I'm excited about launching my new business because now she got the light. The light has up, and now the light bulb is shining so bright, and she's ready to pass on part of her legacy to other people. And not too many people, Glenn, are alive when their legacy can be implemented. So whatever you're doing, you make sure you're working toward your legacy. Doesn't mean that it is fully implemented before you pass on, but it would be a good thing just to start, and others will carry it on.
Daphne Clark Hudson, thank you so much for your advice. I appreciate it. And for our viewers, we have a special gift for you. Just text the word GIFT, G-I-F-T, to 248-469-4376. 248-469-4376. If that's coming out backwards to you, I am saying that to you right now. Make sure you type out the word or text us the word GIFT, G-I-F-T, to 248-469-4376. Once again, Daphne, thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for such a great interview.
Thank you so much, Glenn, and continue success with the magazine.
Thank you.